This is an Emerald Virtuo. Now we have done a full video on this guitar. I will link it below where we talked through all the specs, the construction. This thing is built completely with carbon fiber. In that initial video though, we focused mostly on 2 of the 3 pickup systems. This is just guitar. Is it acoustic guitar? Yes. Is it electric guitar? Yes. Is it a synth guitar? Yes, that's what we're going to talk about today. So in the initial video, we focused on these magnetic pickups, which are Fishman Fluence, and the Ghost piezo system. The third pickup system is a MIDI pickup system. You can see the MIDI out here. It's a GK MIDI out. It's not like a traditional MIDI out, but it's like, you know, the guitar MIDI out system. And a huge thank you to Emerald for sending us this Roland GR55 guitar synth unit. We've been having a lot of fun. So Sean and I wrote a song, that opening track that you heard. Everything in there was recorded with this guitar except for the drums. Those were Superior drummer. So I'm going to go through and show you how we built all those sounds in that song and what you can do with a guitar like the Emerald Virtuo. It unlocks a completely new level of creativity. It's a lot of fun. So the first thing we did is we built some pad synth type sounds. Now I know one of the potential clickbait titles of this video that we may or may not have used was like, what do you do if the keys player doesn't show up? Because you can play keys parts with your guitar with a synth unit like this. So this first sound is like a pad sound that we came up with, and really we just went through some of the stock presets and tweaked them a bit and saved them as new presets, but it sounds like this. Just a beautiful pad sound coming out of there, and it's actually a couple different pads layered together. Now before we go on, I'm going to show you some more sounds, but quickly how the controls work. There are 3 pickup systems. This volume controls the magnetic pickups. It's currently off. This volume controls the piezo system. It's currently off. This volume controls the MIDI system, and it's turned on. Then you've got a toggle switch here, which you can go piezo only, magnetic and piezo together, magnetic only. You've got a stereo output. We're only using a mono out, which means you can blend the magnetic and piezo pickups together with these 2 volumes if you want. Or you can use the stereo cable to send them to different channels, different processors. This is tone. Then you've got push-pull pots here that voice the Fluence pickups. All right, this is a regular old 3-way switch for the pickups. This is the only remnant of old school, 1950s electric guitar design in this thing. The rest of it, we're living in the future. Okay, so that was pad sound number 1. Now we layered that with a organ sound. So on the organ sound, we played some lower chord voicings, and it sounded like this. It's a lot of fun, gotta admit, to play these kinds of sounds on guitar. Now for bass, we went with just a traditional electric sounding, like an electric bass guitar. You of course can use synth basses in this thing. You can use rhythmic, sort of arpeggiated sounds. If you want, you can layer sounds with the bass. But we went with just a regular old bass sound, and it sounds like this. When you play bass on a regular electric guitar, it makes you feel like a better bass player than if you're playing on, the big guitar, if you have one of those. If you don't have one of those, you get one of these, and you can play bass with it if you'd like. Finally, the last sound that you heard in that track was we just hired a full-on string orchestra section. Actually, we just played 2 strings on the guitar, and we got this. You can hear, though, how sensitive these things can be, just picking up, like, if you accidentally hit some open strings, it picks it up and it can, like, make things... These can be really good practice tools, too, because it helps you be very precise. Now, this unit is extremely deep. These types of units, like you can get a Boss, the SY-1000, those types of units, they're capable of thousands and thousands of different kinds of sounds. We just wanted to show you today, like, how you can unlock a little more creativity on electric guitar with a guitar like this. Some of our other favorite sound, like you can do like synth, you know, with rhythmic types of sounds built into it. You know, the 80s are coming back, and I'm here for it. And you can get sounds like that. I feel like I'm about to watch Stranger Things or something like that. You know. One of these that are one of my favorite sounds is called the mellow cello. Where did it go? It's in here. There it is, the mellow cello. I love, like, stringed instruments. Very fun, like to be able to, you know, come up with a piece where you're playing traditional electric guitar parts, and then all of a sudden you bring in something like that with the press of a button or the flip of a switch. It's pretty creative, and you know, as a musician, it really unlocks a different side of creativity than you might be used to. It's actually a pretty decent little piano sound in here as well. Now, if you're a much better guitar player than I am, like Sean over there, you could use this piano sound, there it is, to actually sound like a real piano. Let's listen in while Sean is practicing for his first piano recital, shall we? So I want to show you some of the other sounds we used to build this track. First, we did acoustic. Now, in the original demo, you can see like just the raw piezo output. Now, for this one, I actually made an impulse response for this guitar and blended it about 60-40 with the output of this piezo pickup, and it sounds like this. Now, if you're looking for a solution where you can go from electric guitar sounds to acoustic sounds with the same guitar, you can do far, far, far worse than that. Like, that's a pretty good direct acoustic tone. Again, the piezo pickup volume is here. Then you can just turn your magnetic pickups on here, blend them together. I told Sean, I said, let's kind of go heavy for the last section of this song. He said, all right, pull up the Mesa Boogie Dual Rectifier, and this is what you get. So again, this is just a tiny, tiny little sample of the types of sounds that you can build using a unit like this. And especially, like I said, you can send the output of this guitar to 3 different things at the same time. So you could send the synth out to a unit like this. You can send the magnetic pickups out via a stereo cable to something like, we're using Axe FX3 here. And then you could send the piezo pickup out to, like, a direct box or something, or, like an acoustic preamp. And then you can start blending all of those sounds to get, you can design sounds that blend all 3 pickup systems together. You can use, just the MIDI out for one thing, and turn that off and turn your magnetic pickups on for a different part of a song. So it really does unlock just a completely different level of creativity with a guitar like this. And we have had a lot of fun coming up with this little song that we put together, designing the sounds with the synth unit. I'll link to Emerald below, where you can check out their line of Virtuo guitars. They make other guitar. I think they've mostly made acoustic type instruments, carbon fiber guitars. The Virtuo is more a hybrid type of a guitar. All their stuff, like we said in the initial video, this is made with just the ultimate in like attention to detail, perfection. This guitar never goes out of tune. It never needs to get set up. It's always this is what you get with a carbon fiber instrument, but it's made with a very high level of precision. Again, thanks to Emerald. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and we'll see you in the next one.